Section 3 of the Wolf River has some great surfing spots for most boat types and at most water levels. The 5 best spots for front surfing are the upper and main holes at Hanson's, as well as the upper, main, and Big Daddy holes at Gilmore's. We will show beginning surfing at the upper holes at a modest 200 CFS flow. Before we begin, let's review the parts of a good surfing hole. First, we need a drop of at least 1 foot. More drop is needed for bigger boats and for wilder surfing experiences. However, the drop on the river bottom must be slanted instead of sudden to make for good surfing. Steep drop make holes that may be too sticky. The slanting drop creates fast green water flowing downstream. It also creates a backwash that is flowing upstream. Often the top of the backwash is white and foamy. You might be able to sit on the foam, but the good surfing puts you balanced between the green water going downstream and the backwash going upstream. Posture is always important. If you lean too far forward, you will go forward for a bit, then the nose of your boat may purl in the green water. When the nose of the boat hits the green water, you will probably be launched backward and out the surfing spot. Leaning back is one way to keep your nose out of the green water, and that may work great for short boats. Another technique for positioning bigger boats in short holes is to carve back and forth, as we will demonstrate shortly. The attain to Upper Hanson's is easy. From the Big Eddy on River Right, also known as Rodeo Left, ferry straight across to just below the surfing hole and then to the eddy on Rodeo Right. In heavy water, you may need to also paddle up in the calmer sections to keep from being blown downstream. If you are blown downstream, catch the next really big eddy on River Left and get out of your boat and drag it over the smooth rock. Now let us orient ourselves. We have the upper side surfing hole, our front surfing hole, the big eddy, and the rock. Entry is easy. Paddle straight forward to the correct position, then slip sideways over the eddy line. Our target is to position our butt over the midpoint of the eddy line as we slip sideways. Almost everyone does not paddle far enough and only gets their nose over the target, and that will cause you to be rejected or blown backward. Once you cross the eddy line, be ready for an immediate turn that depends on each particular hole. This hole is neutral when your boat is pointed slightly right. Vision is extremely important. Do not stare at your feet. You already know where they are. Instead, find a target that you can always orient yourself with, such as the edge of the hole. Turning the head and scanning will fill in the rest. Carving is simple. Lift the left knee to turn right. Be ready with a left rudder to come back. Then repeat on the opposite side. Lift right knee. Be ready right rudder. In no time, with these techniques, you will be front surfing with joy, with a paddle, with one hand, or even no hands at all. Before we leave, let's take a brief look at Gilmore's. While there are a few small practice waves on the very top, we are aiming for the bigger one that is just above the wave train. We will eddy out on River Right. From the eddy on Rodeo Left, it is an easy sideways ferry. Just remember, always go high enough, or even higher. Just remember where your butt needs to be. When you are done playing, ride the big wave train onto the main hole in Big Daddy. As we go over the lip, we see the main hole straight ahead, which is too shallow for good surfing today, and Big Daddy on the right, which is a handful on any day.